Hello and welcome to another thrift flip tutorial. I hope you are all doing super well today, because today I'm going to show you how to sew a patchwork bathroom rug made out of scraps. Yeah, you heard it right. So let me show you what I've got to work with. So here are the materials that I'm going to work with today. I have 3 towels. These are thrifted. A white one. Let me give you a quick look. This one right here. And then I have this white and green one. These stripes. This is also one that I'm going to use. And then I have another white one. This one right here. So this one has stains, so I'm going to cut the stains out and use the rest of the fabric. And then I have some leftover fabric from some pillows that I've used to make the very important pet bed. So if you didn't see this crochet tutorial, go ahead and look at the tutorial. And I've used these pillowcases to make the pillow itself. So I have 2 leftovers, and then I've thrifted this morning gown, or like a bath gown. Leave me a comment down below how it's called. This is called it's quite thin though, so I might use this and like put this in half. And then I have this one. This one is from my son, and now it is too small on him, so I'm going to use this one and make my patchwork bathroom rug. Okay, so let's jump into it. Okay, so I've cut out first on a piece of cardboard 20 by 20. This is the measurement that I want to have for my patches. So I'm going to cut away this band right here, since this kind of puts my work in, so that the towel in. And now I'm going to place the square that I've made like so, and then use a marker and trace the shape of the square. I cannot see nothing, so let's try this out. Yeah, a better one. So I'm going to trace first a few squares. On my towel. And then I'm going to cut everything out. And then I'm going to sew the squares together to create this patchwork look. But now a quick break from our tutorial, from our video. So please show me some love and make sure to be subscribed to my channel, to give this video a thumbs up, share this with your friends and ring the bell, ding-a-ling, so you get notified every time I upload a new video. So now let's get back to our video. So I've cut out 6 squares with this pattern right here, or the white one. And then I have 6 squares with the stripes and 8 squares with my the blue with the stars. So I'm going to lay this first like flat and see if I'm happy with how big it's going to approximately be. And probably I'm not going to use the purple one. I'm going to use this for another thrift flip, maybe some lounge pants or like a lounge skirt to just hanging around the house. And also this one I've decided that I'm not going to use since it really has stains like everywhere. So now I'm kind of going to create some sort of a pattern right here and see how this fits, and then once I'm happy with the result, I'm going to sew them all together by making a straight stitch. So first I'm going to go like lengthwise and then on the width, and maybe I'm going to place this one like this. So I'm kind of mix matching here my squares, and yeah, as I said, I'm going to sew first on the length and then in the width using a straight stitch. And after that I'm going to make my own bias tape using this fabric right here, which is from my pillowcase. Okay, so this is how I place my squares. See? Now I'm going to sew all of them together in the length, in the width, and using a straight stitch, and then I'll meet you back here. Okay, so I've sewn all my squares together, and I kind of I've made a mistake right here, but you know what, I've decided that I'm not going to rip this all out. I'm just going to leave this as it is. It doesn't have to be perfect. So what I'm going to do next, and also the sewing is not perfect, and you know what, I don't care. Now I'm going to use this fabric and make my own bias tape. Since I don't have a bias tape, I'm just going to make my own, and I'm going to cut about this much and make stripes, and then sew them together, and then sew them if I have enough fabric, I'm going to sew them all the way around my rug, and also I'm going to sew like some kind of stripes to it, this way and maybe this way. I'm not quite sure, so I need to first cut out all of my fabric and then see what I have to work with. But I was thinking this could be nice, like first folding this in half, like so, and then kind of sewing this like so, the length and width, and then all the way around my rug. So, and by the way, I'm also going to use my iron to so first folding like so this way, and then press this down with my iron, and then I'm going to fold this one here and then press this with my iron, and then so if I have enough fabric, I'm going to run a zigzag stitch and sew this to my actual rug. And if I don't have enough fabric, I'm going to press only, so iron this just a little bit, so fold it like this, a little bit like this, and a little bit on this side, and then sew this like so, you know what I mean, and then around the rug using a zigzag stitch or maybe a straight stitch, so I'm not sure yet. So around the rug I'm going to use a straight stitch. Yes. So okay, can you see my vision? So this is what I'm aiming for, so it should work. Yeah, I'm going to go now to my sewing machine and first sew my stripes together and then iron them, and with a zigzag stitch I'm going to sew them to the rug, and then also with my iron I'm going to make the fold and sew first the bias tape, let's call it bias tape, it is actually one. I'm going to sew first right here using a straight stitch, and then I'm going to fold over and do like a stitch in the ditch. So that's it for today's video. Thank you all for watching and for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this short tutorial. I wish you all happy sewing and see you in my next video. Bye!